The Galactic Order. The story opens in the year 2387, where humanity has just made first contact with the Galactic Federation. The Federation is an ancient alliance of 12 alien species that has ruled space for over 3,000 years. Their capital ships are the stuff of legend. Massive vessels called dreadnoughts that stretch 5 kilometers long and house entire cities within their hulls. Commander Jake Miller stands on the bridge of Earth's newest vessel, the UES Defiance, humanity's first attempt at building a proper warship. At only 800 meters long, it looks like a toy compared to the alien giants. The human delegation has been invited to witness a Federation fleet exercise, meant to show Earth its place in the cosmic order. Admiral Rex Voss, the grizzled leader of Earth's small space navy, watches through the viewscreen as the alien fleet moves in perfect formation. The Corvini battleships shine like silver mountains in space. The Thraxian war cruisers bristle with energy weapons that could crack moons. The Valdorian flagship, Pride of Stars, leads the formation, a golden behemoth that has never lost a battle in 800 years. "Look at them," whispers Captain Lisa Park, Jake's second-in-command. "How can we ever hope to stand among them?" The Federation Admiral, a tall insect-like being called Nexus Prime, speaks through the translator. His voice carries the weight of centuries. "Your species shows promise, humans, but you must understand, war in space is not like your primitive planet-bound conflicts. These ships have conquered 1,000 worlds. They are legends written in steel and plasma." The demonstration begins. The alien ships fire practice rounds at asteroids, each blast vaporizing rocks the size of mountains. Their weapons reach across vast distances with perfect accuracy. Their shields shimmer like aurora as they absorb impacts that would destroy human cities. But Jake notices something the aliens don't expect him to see. For all their power and majesty, the Federation ships move slowly. They rely on their thick armor and massive shields. They fight like knights in armor, trading thunderous blows while barely dodging. That night, back in his quarters, Jake reviews the tactical data. He calls up his old friend, Dr. Amy Chen, Earth's leading military engineer, on a secure channel. "Amy, I need you to run some numbers for me," Jake says. "What if we built ships that didn't try to outmuscle the aliens? What if we built ships that were different?" Amy's eyes light up with understanding. "You mean fast ships, small ships, ships that fight like wolves instead of bears." "Exactly. The Federation builds monuments to their own power. We need to build weapons." Over the next weeks, humanity begins its secret project. While publicly expressing gratitude for Federation protection, Earth's shipyards work around the clock. They're not building bigger ships, they're building better ones. The UES Phantom takes shape in Earth's hidden yards. Only 400 meters long, it mounts engines that push it to twice the speed of any Federation vessel. Its weapons are precise, not powerful. Its armor is light but reactive. Most importantly, it carries something the galaxy has never seen: nuclear torpedoes that can phase through energy shields and detonate inside enemy hulls. Jake watches the first test flights with growing excitement. The Phantom moves like a dancer compared to the lumbering Federation giants. It strikes targets from impossible angles and vanishes before return fire arrives. "They build legends," Jake tells his crew during a briefing. "Beautiful, powerful, terrible legends that inspire fear across the galaxy. But legends are from the past. We're building the future." The Federation Council grows suspicious of Earth's activities. Nexus Prime sends a message demanding inspection of human facilities. Admiral Voss responds with diplomatic delays, but everyone knows war is coming. The final scene shows Jake standing in the Phantom's weapon bay, looking at rows of sleek torpedoes. Each one contains the destructive power of a small sun, designed not to break enemy shields but to ignore them entirely. "Sir," asks Ensign Tom Brady, a young officer fresh from training, "do you really think we can fight them? Their ships are legends." Jake touches one of the torpedoes, feeling its cold metal surface. Tom, their battleships were legends. But legends belong in museums. He turns to face his crew, his eyes hard with determination. What we're building here, these aren't legends. These are nightmares. And tomorrow, the galaxy learns to fear the dark. The camera pulls back through the viewports, showing Earth's secret fleet taking shape in the shadows. Dozens of Phantom-class ships hang in the darkness like sleeping predators, waiting for their moment to hunt. First blood, 770 words. 3 months after the inspection demands, the Federation loses patience. A fleet of 12 dreadnoughts arrives at Earth's outer perimeter, led by the legendary Corvani battleship Eternal Wrath. Admiral Nexus Prime's message broadcasts across all human frequencies. People of Earth, you have violated Federation law by refusing inspection. Your deception ends now. Surrender your hidden vessels or face the consequences. Admiral Voss sits in Earth Command, surrounded by holographic displays showing the approaching alien fleet. The enemy ships move in traditional battle formation, a wall of steel and energy weapons that has crushed every rebellion for 3 millennia. All Phantom squadrons, this is command, Voss speaks into his communicator. Execute Protocol Reaper. Show them what nightmares look like. In space, the Federation fleet detects nothing unusual. Their sensors show only empty darkness beyond Earth's orbital stations. The aliens have seen this before, worlds that submit without fight, too terrified by the sight of dreadnoughts to resist. Commander Jake Miller crouches in the Phantom's darkened bridge. Around him, his crew works in whispers. The ship runs completely silent, its experimental stealth systems hiding them from Federation sensors. They drift like ghosts between asteroids, waiting. Contact, whispers sensor operator Kelly Nash. Eternal Wrath is breaking formation, moving to bombing position over Earth. Jake watches the massive alien ship turn its weapon arrays toward his home planet. The Corvani vessel spans 5 kilometers of aggressive angles and glowing energy conduits. Its main guns can crack continents. All units, target acquired. Jake speaks softly into his headset. Remember, we're not trying to outfight them. We're trying to outthink them. The Federation Admiral opens fire on Earth's outer defense stations, effortlessly destroying human installations. Each blast demonstrates the hopeless gap between human and alien technology. On the Federation bridge, officers laugh at how easily Earth's defenses crumble. Pathetic, hisses the Corvani weapons officer. These humans fight like children with sticks. That's when the nightmares begin. The first torpedo appears inside Eternal Wrath's shield envelope, materializing like magic 3 meters from the hull. The Federation crew has seconds to register impossible readings before nuclear fire blooms inside their armor plating. The explosion tears through 17 decks, killing 3,000 aliens instantly. Eternal Wrath staggers in space, bleeding atmosphere and debris. Impossible, screams Nexus Prime. Nothing penetrates our shields. Before he can finish speaking, 4 more torpedoes phase through the ship's defenses. Each warhead detonates deep inside the vessel's structure, turning corridors into furnaces and bulkheads into shrapnel. The mighty Eternal Wrath, undefeated for 8 centuries, breaks apart in a cascade of secondary explosions. 5 kilometers of legendary battleship becomes expanding clouds of superheated gas. Across the Federation formation, panic spreads. Sensors detect human signatures, small fast ships that move like lightning between the massive alien vessels. The Phantom-class ships attack from impossible angles, their torpedoes ignoring every defense the galaxy knows. Captain Park, commanding UES Wraith, watches her weapons officer target the Thraxian cruiser Bone Crusher. Fire torpedoes spread. Let's see how tough their legends really are. The Thraxian ship tries to turn its massive bulk to face the threat, but it moves like a whale trying to catch a shark. Human torpedoes penetrate its shields and armor as if they were made of paper. The cruiser's reactor containment fails, creating a brief new star in the darkness. Within 20 minutes, 8 Federation dreadnoughts are either destroyed or crippled. The remaining 4 attempt to retreat, but the human ships pursue like hunting wolves. The aliens discover that their legendary engines, built for majesty rather than speed, cannot outrun Earth's nightmares. The last Federation ship, Valdorian flagship Pride of Stars, makes a desperate stand. Its captain, a proud warrior named Keth Valdor, orders all weapons to fire at once, a full spread that could sterilize a planet. The human ships simply aren't there when the energy beams arrive. They dance between the blasts, their pilots trained in combat doctrine no alien has ever imagined. The Pride of Stars exhausts its weapon capacities firing at shadows. Jake's voice cuts through the battle chatter on human frequencies. This is Phantom Leader. Target their engines. Leave them alive but helpless. Precision strikes cripple the Pride of Stars without destroying it. The legendary flagship drifts powerless, its crew trapped inside a tomb of their own making. In the sudden silence that follows, Jake opens a channel to the surviving aliens. Federation Admiral, this is Commander Miller of Earth Defense. Your legends just became cautionary tales. Tell the galaxy what happened here today. The camera shows Earth orbit filled with debris from alien ships that ruled space for millennia. Among the wreckage, small human vessels move like sharks, already preparing for the retaliation they know will come. The Hunter's Moon. News of the Earth battle spreads across the galaxy like wildfire. The impossible has happened. Human primitives have destroyed an entire Federation fleet using ships barely larger than cargo haulers. In the halls of power on 12 worlds, alien leaders struggle to process the unthinkable. On the Corvani homeworld, High Admiral Thane Corvus slams his clawed fist against the strategy table. Around him, his War Council studies holographic recordings of the battle, replaying humanity's impossible victory. Phase through weapons, hisses the chief scientist, an elderly Corvani called Dr. Vex Morin. Their torpedoes ignore our shield technology completely. It should be impossible according to known physics. Admiral Corvus studies the tactical display showing human ship movements. The small vessels move in patterns no Federation tactician has seen before, coordinated but chaotic, like a pack of predators hunting together. Summon the war fleet, Corvus declares. Every ship, every Alliance world. If these humans want to play with nightmares, we'll show them true terror. Meanwhile, at the edge of human space, Commander Jake Miller leads a scouting mission aboard the UES Phantom. They've been hunting Federation patrol ships for weeks, learning enemy patterns and gathering intelligence. Contact bearing 27 Mark IV, reports Navigator Mike Torres. Single cruiser, Thraxian configuration. The Stellar Fang, according to our database. Jake studies the enemy vessel through the view screen. The Thraxian ship patrols alone, confident that no human ship would dare attack a Federation warship after the recent incident at Earth. They still don't understand, Jake says quietly. They think what happened at Earth was luck. They're about to learn otherwise. The Stellar Fang never sees the attack coming. Human torpedoes materialize inside its shield perimeter and detonate against the hull in precise strikes. The alien crew has time to send a single distress signal before their ship becomes another expanding debris field. But this time, the humans don't vanish immediately. Jake has learned that fear spreads faster than news in the galaxy. He wants witnesses. 2 Federation scout ships arrive to find the Phantom waiting among the wreckage. The human vessel makes no aggressive moves, simply hovers in space like a predator displaying its kill. Captain Nina Stone, Jake's communications officer, opens a channel to the Federation scouts. Her voice carries cold professionalism that somehow sounds more terrifying than any battle cry. Federation vessels, this is the UES Phantom. We're uploading tactical data from today's engagement to your computers. Study it carefully. Share it with your commanders. Help them understand what they're really fighting. The data package contains detailed information about human capabilities, ship speeds, weapon ranges, stealth systems. To alien minds, It seems like strategic madness to reveal such secrets. But Jake knows better. The information isn't really about human technology. It's about human thinking. Every tactical decision, every movement pattern, every target selection demonstrates a completely different approach to warfare. Where Federation doctrine emphasizes honor and direct confrontation, human strategy focuses on efficiency and psychological impact. The Federation scouts retreat with their cargo of nightmares, racing to deliver warnings their superiors won't want to hear. Back on Earth, Admiral Voss coordinates the planet's defense preparations. Sensor networks report massive alien fleet movements throughout Federation space, hundreds of ships converging on human territory. "Sir," reports Intelligence Officer Dan Foster, "our deep space monitors are detecting something unprecedented. It's the entire Federation war fleet. Over 300 capital ships, including their flagship, the Dominion's Wrath." Voss studies the strategic displays with grim satisfaction. The enemy is reacting exactly as human planners predicted. They're bringing overwhelming force to crush the human rebellion. But they're also bringing their entire leadership structure within range of Earth's new weapons. "Good," Voss says. "They're fighting the last war, not this one. Begin Phase 2 operations." Across human space, the real nature of Earth's strategy becomes clear. The battles at Earth, and with patrol ships, weren't desperate defenses. They were recruitment drives. Every Federation ship destroyed, every impossible victory broadcast across alien communication networks has the same effect. On a dozen worlds, subject species that have served the Federation for centuries begin asking dangerous questions. If primitive humans can destroy legendary battleships, what else might be possible? The Zenthari Rebellion begins first, an uprising on mining worlds that the Federation has exploited for generations. Then the Mokari system declares independence. Within weeks, the galaxy burns with revolt. But the Federation leadership, focused on the human threat, makes a critical error. They see the rebellions as secondary problems to be handled after Earth is destroyed. They don't realize that every day they spend massing their great fleet, every story of human victories that spreads through alien space makes their empire weaker. Jake receives the intelligence reports aboard Phantom with cold satisfaction. "They're coming with everything they have," he tells his crew. "Perfect. Time to show the galaxy what happens when legends meet nightmares." When legends fall, the Federation warfleet arrives at human space like an approaching storm. 300 capital ships arranged in perfect battle formation, their hulls gleaming with the pride of 1,000 conquests. At the center moves the Dominion's Wrath, flagship of the Federation Supreme Admiral Quinn Nexus, a vessel so massive it generates its own gravitational field. Admiral Corvus stands on the bridge of his command ship, studying tactical displays that show empty space around Earth. Human colonies appear abandoned, their orbital stations dark and lifeless. "Where are they?" demands the Thraxian fleet commander, General Voskrethen. Surely they haven't fled after making such bold threats. Supreme Admiral Nexus, an ancient being whose species has ruled the galaxy for millennia, speaks with the weight of absolute authority. "They're here, hiding like the vermin they are. Begin bombardment pattern Alpha. We'll burn every rock in this system until we find them." The Federation fleet spreads into bombardment formation, preparing to systematically destroy every planet, moon, and asteroid in human space. It's a tactic that has worked for 3,000 years. Overwhelming firepower applied without mercy. That's when the real war begins. The first wave attacks from the direction of Earth's sun, where no sensors expect threats. 50 Phantom-class ships emerge from solar flares, their hulls adapted to withstand stellar radiation. They'd been hiding inside the star itself, waiting for this moment. Commander Jake Miller leads the attack personally, his ship diving toward the Federation flagship at impossible speeds. Around him, his tactical display shows the enemy fleet's formation, perfect for traditional warfare, catastrophic against human tactics. "All units, execute pattern Omega," Jake broadcasts. "Show them why legends die." The human ships don't attack the Federation formation's edges or try to break through their lines. Instead, they phase directly into the center of the enemy fleet, materializing among the massive capital ships like demons from Nightmare. Nuclear torpedoes begin detonating inside Federation shields, each explosion tearing through armor that has never been penetrated. The mighty Corvini battleship Iron Fist breaks apart as fusion fire blooms in its reactor chambers. The Thraxian carrier Star Destroyer loses half its fighter bays to internal explosions. But the Federation fleet doesn't panic this time. They've studied human tactics and prepared countermeasures. Point defense systems saturate space with energy beams. Fighter squadrons launch in coordinated waves. The aliens begin fighting like the experienced warriors they are. The battle becomes a deadly dance as human ships weave between enemy formations, striking and vanishing, while Federation forces try to pin them down. For every alien ship destroyed, the humans lose 2 of their smaller vessels. The mathematics of attrition favor the Federation's numerical advantage. Admiral Nexus watches from his flagship's bridge as the battle develops. "See how they struggle," he tells his officers. "No matter how clever their weapons, they cannot overcome simple numbers. We have 3 ships for every one of theirs." But Jake Miller has been counting on exactly this response. The Supreme Admiral doesn't realize that every minute the Federation fleet spends in formation, fighting a conventional battle, Earth's real weapon moves into position. The UES Prometheus, humanity's secret project, approaches from the outer system. At 10 kilometers long, it's larger than any human ship ever built, but it's not designed for direct combat. Instead, it carries a single weapon, a gravitic disruptor that can destabilize stellar matter. Captain Park, now commanding the massive vessel, speaks quietly to her crew. Target confirmed. Federation fleet is locked in formation around the Dominion's Wrath, initiating final approach. The Prometheus moves silently through space, using the same stealth technology as the Phantom class, but scaled up to hide something the size of a small moon. The Federation fleet, focused on the swirling battle around them, never detects the approaching threat. Jake's voice cuts through battle communications on human frequencies. "All units, Phase 3 is go. Clear the target zone." The remaining human ships suddenly break contact and accelerate away from the Federation fleet. To alien eyes, it looks like retreat, the humans finally overwhelmed by superior numbers. Admiral Nexus orders pursuit, sending his fastest ships after the fleeing humans. The Federation formation spreads out, chasing enemies that stay just out of weapon range. That's when the Prometheus fires. The gravitic disruptor doesn't target enemy ships directly. Instead, it destabilizes the quantum foam of space itself, creating a cascading wave of destruction that spreads through the Federation formation like wildfire. Ships that have withstood asteroid impacts and stellar radiation simply cease to exist as the fundamental forces holding their atoms together fail. The mighty Dominion's Wrath, pride of the Federation for 8 centuries, unravels at the molecular level. In 30 seconds, the largest military fleet in galactic history becomes cosmic dust. Jake watches from the Phantom's bridge as space, where the Federation fleet once dominated, returns to empty darkness. This is Phantom leader to all human vessels. Mission accomplished. The legends are dead. The new dawn. In the aftermath of the Federation fleet's destruction, the galaxy trembles. News of the impossible defeat spreads faster than light itself through alien communication networks. The Federation, undefeated for 3 millennia, has been shattered by a species that achieved spaceflight barely 4 centuries ago. On the Corvini homeworld, emergency councils convene in panic. Without their war fleet, the Federation worlds stand defenseless against the rebellions spreading across their empire. The Zenthari have seized 3 star systems. The Mokari Republic declares full independence. Even the loyal Valdorians begin questioning their allegiance to a power that no longer seems invincible. High Admiral Corvus, one of the few Federation commanders to survive, because he wasn't with the main fleet, paces his war room like a caged predator. Reports flood in from across Federation space. Human ships appearing wherever alien forces gather, destroying them with the same terrifying efficiency shown at Earth. How many of those ghost ships do they have? Corvus demands of his intelligence officers. The answer comes from an unexpected source. A transmission from Earth, broadcast on all Federation frequencies. Commander Jake Miller's image appears on screens across alien space, his expression calm but implacable. "People of the galaxy," Jake begins, his voice carrying the quiet authority of someone who has just rewritten the rules of warfare. "The Federation told you their battleships were legends. They were right, but legends belong in the past." Behind Jake, the camera shows Earth's orbital shipyards working at full capacity. Dozens of new ships take shape in the construction base, not just Phantom-class vessels, but larger designs incorporating lessons learned from recent battles. "The Federation is finished," Jake continues, "not because we destroyed their ships, but because we destroyed their idea. The idea that power comes from size, that might makes right, that the strong should rule the weak simply because they can." Across the galaxy, billions of beings watch this human who has accomplished the impossible. Some see him as a liberator, others as a threat more dangerous than the Federation ever was. Jake's message continues. "To the subject worlds now fighting for freedom, we offer our friendship and our technology. To the Federation loyalists still clinging to the old ways, we offer one chance at peace. Surrender your fleets, release your subject populations, and we'll let you govern your own worlds as equals." The response comes within hours. The Corvani launch their remaining ships in a desperate assault on human colonies. The Thraxians attempt to reclaim rebellious worlds with orbital bombardments. The old Federation fights back with every weapon they have left. It doesn't matter.